Oh, Tosin, where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? Where's your father been, bro? That's what I'm curious about. Unfortunately, I do possess male genitalia, and I also lack the ability to shut up about hip-hop. But unlike my Twitter counterparts, I'm actually kind of fond of Ice Spice's work. Particularly her last album. Yes, it showed just how pitifully fleeting her cultural presence was, musically speaking. I can't make heads or tails of a synthesizer or a loop pack, but even I can tell Y2K is precisely whatever the exact opposite of a classic is. All this is true. Still, I didn't hate Y2K. In fact, one of my favorite rap moments of the year came from the... What? What's the line? What did I write that? One of my favorite rap moments of the year came from the song Did It First. Forgive me, stereotypical male rap enthusiast. I am about to disregard a black queen for a man. Central C's verse stuck out to me particularly. Central C is being, if it makes you feel any better, an inarguable douche on this verse. And Ashewo, as we say in Yoruba land, he talks about cheating and coming with stupid excuses, and there's something subtly mournful about it. The writing has a vulnerability that's almost embarrassing, hard to watch in the way seeing someone naked is. The beat is at once nostalgic and ominous, with stuttering vocal samples, sapped of all bass, synths soaked in melancholy, not to mention the permeating sense of shame laced into his line delivery. When he says, "At the minute I'm hitting some risky woman, I clearly ain't learned my lesson," you get the eerie suspicion that he can't stop, that this fast-paced, cacophonous, sexed-up lifestyle is somehow a pair of handcuffs, and not the fun kind. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but then again, I also loathe the phrase, "it's not that deep." I think it's very cowardly. I bring up this verse because Ice Spice's work is probably among the closest things we currently have to a mainstream sort of frat rap entity, especially for female artists. And this verse by Central C, this understated, heartbreaking confessional, sandwiched in between catchy but hollow verses about cheating and whatnot, this is what I thought frat rap was. This sadness, this melancholy, this accidental genius encapsulated in tomfoolery. This is what I thought frat rap was. God, I was wrong. Presumably dead arm pops through the grass, and who doesn't talk about that? I love substance in art. I love depth. In my novels, I drag my feet to do world building or physical descriptions because the thing I feel most passionate about is interiority. Almost all my favorite albums, some rap songs, Ants From Up There, The Execution of All Things, Yay, Don't At Me, are all brutal confessionals, the self-made naked. I love vulnerability. Now, this is not a Mac Miller appreciation channel. It is a John Green and Old Sweatshirt appreciation channel. This is the last video I will be making on Miller for a while. The Spins by Mac Miller is a song I had a relationship with for many years without ever once listening to or wanting to listen to. Ignore it. This is because in my second novel, The Imaginary Parts of Lucifer, where is it? My bad. My hands are, fuck. This is because in my second novel, The Imaginary Parts of Lucifer Heart, I needed a song for the character to dance to in a flashback. Once a day, and especially Good News off of Circles were on loop throughout the writing of this novel. And so in that Mac Miller mindset, I looked for a song of his that would have been popular at that time. I checked Spotify, saw The Spins, put it in the book, moved on. Me sliding into your girl. I'm sorry. Because I knew of Mac Miller's frat rap past. I did. I found, and a small part of me still finds, pre-Circles Mac Miller significantly less compelling. Mac Miller's best work for me is his soulful crooning. What does death feel like? And so it didn't seem like a worthwhile endeavor to listen to a song of his first album. I am, of course, a fool. Unlike Unlike Ice Spice's Y2K, it seems plausible to argue that Asher Roth's 2009 hit I Love College is a classic, despite it not being a very good song. It is not lost on me that this is a bad video essay. If I hadn't made the grave mistake of being born as Tosin by LeGuin instead of Oli Sunvia or FD signifier and his horrible green background, I would have begun this damn thing by defining what exactly frat rap is. Then we would have gone through the tedious process of me mansplaining, talking about its party-centric themes, its predominantly white audience, its paradoxical, abrasive sincerity, only to land on the fact that, like all genre, like all media, like anything remotely creative, it's blurry. So much so, the modern emblem of frat rap, I Love College, struggles to find its footing in the genre exactly. Ian Cohen's review, ingeniously headlined, "Y'all act like you've never seen a white person before," described I Love College as a mutant strain of hipster rap that completely evolved into frat rap in the literal sense. I mean, come on. The song is the most on-the-nose, blatant, cynical, in-your-face, shameless attempt at crystallizing and in turn commercializing the seminal work the Beastie Boys put in back in 1986. Ian Cohen, in the same review, wrote, much to his own surprise, "Frat boys deserve better." And I agree. Somewhat. God, the hook aged like milk, and God, the flow is blander than Jim Bro chicken, but at least there's something infectious about it. It's easy to fall into that American ethos, that shimmering after image of youth and debauchery entangled into a mass of unabashed indulgence. Permit me, I Love College is not technically a good or even all that influential song, but it is a frat rap classic. It's fun, and also, forgive me, what else does frat rap even have? Because let's keep it a buck, as the Americans say. Being a frat rap classic is like being king of the zoo. It's a genre full of unabashed airheadedness. Most of the genre is chuckle-worthy at best, right? It's art, sure, yes, but there's levels to this. This is not something we need to take seriously. This is not something that needs to find its place in the larger hip-hop landscape. A frat rap classic is a subgroup of a joke, right? Right? Recall what I said about me being a fool? And this isn't unique to me. Sure, Kendrick just straight up makes better albums, but it seems inarguable that part of the reason why he's respected so much more than Drizzy is that he doesn't just make party music. We as a people crave vulnerability and intimacy, so much so we prioritize substance and interiority more than we do enjoyment in our art. I don't want to believe this is a bad thing. I don't want to believe it's a bad thing to say that vulnerability is inherently more meaningful than fun. We are such deeply complex, intricate, contradictory, narratively inclined beings. How could we be okay with just looking for a mere fun factor in our art? How the hell could fun be enough? So, about the Beastie Boys, I will confess, prior to this essay, I didn't even know that they were frat rap, talk less of listening to the discography. A random Reddit post was what clued me in. I thought the closest thing this genre had to a classic was I Love College, but License to Ill shocked me by being as stupid as it was amazing. Somehow, those two not only coexist, but complement each other. Honestly, better than amazing, and the use of better than here baffles me. License to Ill is fucking awesome. It's so dumb, almost to the point of protest. And as I'm listening to them tumble drunkenly through their own degeneracy, it occurs to me that, bafflingly, this is art. In a way, far more so than some of the deep stuff from artists like NF or even, God help me, J. Cole. I mean, the production here is gleefully cacophonous, bursting at the seams with personality. I didn't know this until recently, but Rick Rubin worked extensively on the album. A particular highlight is his work on the giddy and charmingly insufferable Girls. Girls is a track about how cataclysmically down bad the Beastie Boys are, and it scratched some primal, unwieldy part of my brain. The entire record is rickety and grimy and abrasive and unflinchingly obnoxious. Some of these drums are so punchy and rumbly, I thought they were 808s, but to my surprise, they're mostly just regular old snares and the like. Post Google search, actually. The main track where 808s came into play actually revealed itself to be Paul Revere, which confounded me at first blush because the drums sound like the exact opposite. But as it would turn out, the reason the drums on Paul Revere sound so weird is because they ingeniously played the 808s in reverse. I don't want to call the album experimental because it was the 80s. All of hip-hop was experimental. The genre's blueprint was still being printed, metaphorically, but also literally. Jay-Z wouldn't drop the blueprint for another decade. But I listened to License to Ill, and I can't help but wonder how he got from here to Asher Roth, who, bless his heart, has pivoted into making some great stuff. But still, I Love College to License to Ill is night and day in terms of quality. Why are these two extremes seemingly the only thing holding up this genre as a movement? Matter of fact, what the hell even is frat rap, and why won't it keep its promise to me? It won't be a stroke of dark honesty masqueraded as idiocy, but it also won't be a gag genre we don't have to take seriously as art, yet it remains too vapid for one to find any traditional notion of genius or brilliance in it. The genre is mostly defunct, a thing of the past at this point. What the hell are we even supposed to do with it? Tosin, why are you writing this? Earlier this year, I listened to Mac Miller's Balloonerism.
The trouble is that we have a bad habit, encouraged by pedants and sophisticates, of considering happiness as something rather stupid. Only pain is intellectual, only evil interesting. This is the treason of the artist, a refusal to admit the banality of evil and the terrible boredom of pain. If you can't lick him, join him. If it hurts, repeat it. But to praise despair is to condemn delight. To embrace violence is to lose hold of everything else. We have almost lost hold. We can no longer describe happy man nor make celebration of joy. How can I tell you about the people of Omelas? Ursula K. LeGuin, the people who walk away from Omelas.
Oh, I'm so out of breath. On my album of the year, I gave Mac Miller's Balloonerism an 82%, stating, at the time of Balloonerism, Miller hadn't quite reached the heights he would later grace towards the end, but his head had inched ever so closer to the clouds. The album is a wonder. Miller's writing isn't as poetic as on Circles or even Swimming, but the production is oozing with craftsmanship and passion. It baffled me that this album was recorded in 2014, just 4 years after his The Spins era. How could such vulnerability and thoughtfulness exist so closely to a vapid song? For the love of God, I keep asking this: what the hell is frat rap? What the hell makes this genre worthwhile? Is it worthwhile? Is License to Ill a fluke? The Spins came from roughly the same mind as Balloonerism, as Faces, as fucking Circles. There's no way there isn't at least a lick of genius to it. So where is it? Where is the genius in a genre void of thought and mindfulness? How can joy not be built on the back of suffering? Hell, in the passage we read a few moments ago, the author is talking about the fictional people of Omela, the people of Omela whose pure, beautiful, artistic joy is literally made possible by the suffering of a starving child. What manner of genius or joy can exist without the starving child? And what does this even have to do with the Spins? And then it hit me. Tosin, you never actually listened to the Spins. Alleged genius / alleged stalker David Foster Wallace has this phenomenal book of essays titled Consider the Lobster and Other Essays. Where the fuck did I put that fucking book? That's how I slid out of your girl. I'm sorry. In one of said other essays, he talks about athletes and how bad their sports memoirs tend to be, how meaningless the answers they give in interviews are. Undeniable geniuses and legends will with full confidence give trite, useless cliches like "had to keep my head in the game" and "one ball at a time" when asked how they pulled off mind-boggling, miraculous feats. Like frat rappers, athletes have shown verifiable evidence of their genius, yet seem to approach their craft with a shocking simple-mindedness. This is what David Foster Wallace wrote. This, for me, is the real mystery. Whether such a person is an idiot or a mystic or both and or neither. It may well be that we spectators, who are not divinely gifted as athletes, are the only ones able to truly see, articulate, and animate the experience of the gift we are denied. And that those who receive and act out the gift of athletic genius must, perforce, be blind and dumb about it. And not because blindness and dumbness are the price of the gift, but because they are its essence. What is the genius behind frat rap? What is the genius behind a genre of mindlessness? Tosin, the mindlessness is the genius. Art does not have to be deep or mindful. Maybe it just has to be honest. Maybe the genius comes in the fact that genuinely, All the Beastie Boys want is girls. Maybe the idea of genius is simply to what degree you can make a thing beautiful. The joy does not come because of the suffering, it comes in spite of the suffering. I listened to The Spins for the first time last year. The song is gleeful, youth personified. When I first put it in my book without listening to it, I honestly just needed a song for my protagonist to dance to. That was all. In that scene, he's dancing with a person who would go on to cause him great harm. He's a dumbass, but he's a kid. Lots of things seem like a worthwhile endeavor when you're a kid. We all did it. Every last one of us. Following internet drama, writing bad poetry, snorting crack cocaine. And so my protagonist didn't know anything yet. Like Mac Miller in 2010, he was young. He didn't know how dark the clouds would get. He didn't even seem to care. And is that so bad? It's not 2010 anymore. We know despair is on its way. We know despair will always be on its way. But Mac Miller is rapping about jacuzzis and mansions, and we are young again, and we are foolish, and we are geniuses, and we are dancing. Make no mistake, Tosin. The world is coming to kill us, but look, can you believe it? We're dancing. Hi, my name is Roger Ebert. At the beginning of last year, I finished my third ever novel. Its name is currently under development. But either way, it's probably going to be called Between Both Ends of Everything, and it's coming out within the coming months. So if you want to put that on your calendar and stuff. If you want to support my writing anywhere, you just can't wait because I'm just so cute and awesome. You can check my Patreon, which is I believe $2 a month or $5. I'm very prepared. Or you can check out my other books on Amazon, which are like $4 for the ebooks. You should definitely get those. If you really can you tell how prepared I am for this ad read. I need the money. I love this standing desk though. Like this is really underrated. We should invest more in standing desks as a society.